We have more breaking news out of the district today. The former leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Tarrio, has been arrested on Capitol Hill. All right, U.S. Capitol Police say the arrest happened about 2:30 this afternoon, right after a news conference that was held by the Proud Boys and Oath Keepers. Officers say things escalated when a woman put a cell phone up to Tarrio's face on Delaware Avenue in Northeast. And that's when Capitol Police say they witnessed Tarrio hit the woman's phone and arm. We're told the woman involved was a counter-protester attending the Proud Boys Oath Keepers event.
Welcome to the Ken Harbaugh Show. My guest today is Pam Hemphill, who participated in the January 6th riots. She was charged, convicted, spent time in prison, but has since been one of the most outspoken advocates for democracy, for accountability, defending the Justice Department. She has held signs on street corners in Boise, Idaho, a pretty red city and a pretty red state, and flown the flag of democracy and freedom. She's an inspiration to me, and I suspect millions of others, certainly most of the people who watch this show. But Pam, you're paying a price for it, because after the pardons, which you rejected, if I'm correct, you're one of two people who rejected Trump's pardons for their activities on January 6th. And that made you a target for many of those extremists who accepted the pardon and who are now out. Can you give us that update?
I have everybody, as far as I know, has received that little certificate of pardon from Trump. I haven't received one. The only way I knew that I had been pardoned is because my probation officer had texted me and said, I'm done, you know. I said, no, I'm not. I'm going to keep reporting to you because I don't want this pardon. You know what I mean? It's like having a bug on you. You want to get it off. It's like, don't give me no pardon. Yeah. I don't want to be a part of their narrative, Ken.
Tell me how that has drawn a target on you from the folks who did accept the pardon and who are now out, you know, raising hell. I mean, we've been tracking some of the insurrectionists who got out. At least one of them is already dead, shot in a standoff with police. These are not the good people President Trump characterized them as, and they have been coming after you in just the last few hours, right?
Right. And, you know, Tarrio didn't get 22 years because he was just playing around, right? So his case was serious. He's a very dangerous man and very ill. They're all very ill. But what's important, it's like a little fire in the kitchen, and if you put it out right away, you're not going to, the whole house won't go on fire. So what I've been doing for a year and a half, and I'm not stopping, when they put out their lies, I put the fact, not an opinion or, you know, it's what the arrest was really about, because they deny everything. Even Ryan Sampson says, well, I didn't harm nobody, you know. They lie about their case. So what happened is I was doing this and they started coming back at me and attacking me. And Tarrio saying that I've got a new judge and I'm going to be arrested. And you know, I've talked about their plan B, right? And with Ivan Racklin and Michael Flynn, all of them. And now they're all in it where they...
Well, let me pause for just a second to remind folks. I think everyone knows who General Flynn is, but Ivan Racklin is the self-appointed Minister of Retribution for Donald Trump, former Army vet, Special Forces, I believe, and the extremist of the extreme. We did a piece on him several months ago, but can you reintroduce him to this audience and just how extreme and dangerous of a figure he is?
I have a deep state target list, and I'm coming for all of them. And what does that mean when I say coming for all of them? It means the most legal, moral, and ethical consequences to the maximum, to include the maximum punishment for treason. I personally guarantee that they're going to face those consequences. And you can take a look at that list. Expect to see live streamed swatting raids of every single individual on that deep state target list, because the precedence has already been set. There's 80,000 of us that are ready, willing, and able in order to be deputized by appropriate sheriffs throughout the country to be participants as lawful deputies to conduct live stream swatting raids of every single person that we can identify that conducted the necessary unlawful activity by county on my deep state target list. The individuals that I mentioned are the enemy of our constitutional order. We're coming for them maximally. And how we're coming for them is because we are engaging with counties and states in order to crush them. It's legal, moral, ethical. I said it was peaceful and patriotic. It may not be peaceful for them, but for me, it'll be peaceful.
Oh, yeah, he's hooked up now with Ammon Bundy. He went all over with this tour with his film that he made about himself, of course. But what they were actually doing was going around and trying to have recruit constitutional sheriffs because they believe under the Constitution, to them it's all real, that they have a right to form their own grand jury. And they needed these sheriffs to come on board with them. And of course, they've hooked up with Ammon Bundy's father. And they believe they gather 25 people, they get the constitutional sheriff, and they arrest you and an official and put you in their trial and try you for treason. And we know the penalty for treason, but that's their plan B and what they're up to. And even Torrio made a little comment, if they're not arrested, then I'll go to the next thing. You know, it's out there. Ivan Raccoon's talking about it all the time.
Hey everyone, it's Ken. I need a quick favor. We are launching Valor Media Network, a new YouTube channel to highlight positive role models who will take on the toxic influencers of the so-called manosphere. Think Joe Rogan. We've got some great hosts already lined up. You'll recognize some of them like Jason Kander, Dan Barkoff, and Bobby Jones. And we've got more coming on board soon. Please click on the link below to Valor Media Network's YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. These early signups make all the difference. Thank you so much. We are so accustomed to referring to this as vigilante justice. What makes this so much scarier in the present moment is that it has the power of the federal government behind it, potentially. I mean, they're no longer vigilantes if, say, they've been deputized by the president. They're one step closer to that, having some of them being pardoned. But would you be surprised if the federal government actually takes steps to endorse this kind of, air quotes, justice?
Well, if Elon Musk can just send anybody he wants into that building, right? I mean, you know, yeah, I can see it happening, turning the other way. I mean, I'm right now, I'd like to call the FBI and tell them what's happening, but who do I call? Who would I talk to about this?
Well, that's a great point, because not only do you have Kash Patel running it, we just got word that Dan Bongino, who was a punchline 2 weeks ago, right? This guy has been a joke in any serious conversation about law enforcement, and now he's number 2 over there at FBI. It really is a clown show, except, you know, that old saying, even a clown with a flamethrower still has a flamethrower. It's bad.
Yeah, they're tagging them. They're tagging Kash Patel about me right now. So, I mean,
wait, explain. What do you mean?
Well, when they're making a post to me and putting me down and yelling at me, saying terrible things, they make sure that they tag in Kash Patel, and I hope
they're tagging. So they're making sure Kash Patel sees this. So you're not just on Enrico Tarrio's list. You could well be on the FBI's list.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you able to share? I've seen them, but I'm wondering if we could put up some of those exchanges, those text exchanges. We'll cover your number if it's showing. But the Proud Boys have you in their sights, and what is it about a 70-something-year-old former MAGA granny, your term, that scares them so much?
Because
they have to. Go ahead.
Well, I'm changing their narrative. They know I have the facts, and I have the facts. All their lies. The Capitol Police opened the doors. We know that. It's not true. And it's been documented and proven. Bolin, Joanne Bolin, we know they stepped all over her and killed her. It wasn't the Capitol Police officers. So they know my narrative is changing theirs. It can change theirs because, like, what they've done is over and over lied, right, about January 6th, over and over, of course, starting with Trump. So I'm going over and over to say I'm doing the same thing they are, but I'm putting out the facts about January 6th. And they know it's the truth. They know, when you've lied, and then somebody comes around and confronts you and says, look, I know you're lying. Here's a fact. It's right in front of their face. They get all angry. It's like, oh my God, we're going to shut her up. No, you're not going to be able to. Sorry. I went to prison because of Trump's lies and your lies. And I've been a little angry about that. And there might be other people out there that want to know the facts, even though they don't like it. But we need to keep doing that. That's important for us to do this, especially now in the nation, not to let them keep going online, especially with their court cases. We know that those prosecutors were not weaponized against the J6 defendants. Army, so that's been my mission, and I'm not giving up. Not going to stop.
What do you make of this suggestion that the J6 choir might perform at the Kennedy Center?
What? Tell me this again. What?
There's an invitation to the J6 choir to perform at the Kennedy Center, the National Center for the Performing Arts in D.C., which just lost its head, fired by Trump. He installed himself as the new chairman of the Kennedy Center. I mean, it's like North Korea level. I don't even know the term for it, but when you've got artists paying homage to the dear leader, we're in Pyongyang territory.
Yeah. I have South Korea calling me next week.
Really?
Oh, I'd love to be some of these events they're going to be at if I had a way. I'm telling you that. I'd have no problem putting my camera right in front of them and confront them. That's just sad. It's like I hear one thing after another and I'm going, oh my God, they're loose cannons. See, Trump gave them a green light. We all know this. This is his private army right now. And they're going crazy and they're going to get worse. It's just the beginning. So we need to continue, though, speaking out, not being paranoid, but being cautious and being aware that anything can happen right now. It's a dangerous times. These are very, extremely dangerous people. And I don't say that because I don't like them. It has nothing to do with liking or not liking somebody. It's just a fact that they are. Terrio had, first time was theft when he was 20 years old. He's a career criminal. 2012 convicted of stolen medical equipment. I mean, I was reading this on this board here. I mean, the list goes on. Ryan Samsel, oh my God, he's arguing with me right now that he didn't harm that officer that he pushed down and became unconscious. I mean, they just keep lying about everything. So they're capable of doing anything right now, and that's what's frightening.
Well, Pam, please take care of yourself. We'll be checking in with you often. Thank you for telling the truth. Thank you. I don't think I'll ever say this to anyone else because it's such a rare event for rejecting President Trump's pardon. What an amazing gesture of patriotism and fidelity. Thank you. And like I said, please watch your back.
Can I say one last thing? I did get to speak to a female officer last night that was there. And she was telling me there was like 124 officers were injured. She said when she heard that I wasn't taking the pardon, she turned to her mother and says, what did she just say? And she said, I started crying. So, So you never know. Hopefully this amends is going to help somebody know that one J6er knows they were wrong. And I am so sorry for what happened that day and that I was even part of that garbage.
Well, I promise you are reaching people. I hear about it every time we have a conversation. So thank you. Keep it up and please be careful.
Thank you.